So hey, I'm Zehnder, a fourth generation Lutheran Church Missouri Synod pastor that cares deeply about our Synod, where we are today and where we are moving forward. A couple of weeks ago, I posted a video called When You Have Great Theology But No One Left to Teach It, really discussing the pastoral formation and specifically responding to my good friend Tim Allman, who apologized and has been asked to be silent on his views of pastoral formation. And I was standing up for a friend. Tim didn't ask me to make that video. I did it on my own. And some people through it saw it kind of as a shot at leadership, or at the seminary program. And that's not at all what I want to be known for or do. Since that video, I've actually been praying for denominational leadership, seminary presidents, more than I have in the past, if I'm honest with you. And I can't imagine what it must be like to have so many people underneath you that think you should do this and you should do that. So I don't like posting videos that just don't really have a solution to them. And so I've been thinking about what my part in the answer might be over the last couple of weeks. And I want to give you that answer in just a moment, but I want to kind of build to it with a little bit of a thought exercise with you. That may be a different way to think about what we're going through in our denomination right now. So let me start with saying I love sports, and my favorite sport to watch is football. Probably not alone on that. I'm a Cleveland Browns diehard fan. I hate that that's my team because they're terrible. We're praying for just one Super Bowl victory before I die, and it's looking like that might be a far a ways off. They were ranked 32nd in the power rankings just last week coming in. There's 32 teams, by the way. But what I have noticed is I've seen Super Bowl teams every year win, and almost every single time they've got a really strong offense and a really strong defense. Now, can a team win? Can it be an outlier with having the best offense ever or one of the greatest defenses of all time? Of course, that can happen, but that is an outlier. And at the end of it, this is just an analogy. But I wonder if it's not a healthy way to think about our church body, is that we need both an offense and a defense for us to be a team walking together, synod, working together in harmony. We need offense and defense. And so the way I like to think about it is we need protectors and we need proclaimers. I really believe that protectors are playing defense, proclaimers are playing offense. I do believe that we're all kind of wired primarily to be one of those more than the other. And rather than seeing each other as the enemy, what if we saw each other as the same team and I need you and you need me? As a proclaimer, I need protectors. As a protector, you need me as a proclaimer. We need one another. And we should trust that the system we built up and the seminary residential that I went through, allowed me to learn enough that I can be a really great proclaimer, but also not have to worry about that I'm not playing any defense at all. I know our theology. I went through seminary. I get it. And I would argue that this is really listed out in our first two objectives in the Constitution of our Lutheran Church Missouri Synod. For so many years, since its existence, as far as I know, the number one objective of the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod, it changed about a decade ago, but the number one objective was this: to strengthen congregations and their members in giving bold witness by word and deed to the love and work of God, the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, and to extend that gospel witness into all the world. So this is a really offensive-minded posture, if you will. This is proclaiming that we're going to strengthen our churches and strengthen our members. We're going to fill them with the gospel. And through the power of the Holy Spirit, they're going to take that good news out into a world that so desperately needs to hear the love of Jesus. And at the end of it, that's what this world needs, more Jesus. That's been number one. About a decade ago, in 2014, the Constitution was updated. That moved to number two. The new number one, I'll read it for you, is to conserve and promote the unity of the true faith, to work through its official structure toward fellowship with other Christian church bodies, and provide a united, here's the word, defense against schism, sectarianism, and heresy. Now, as a person who's bent on proclamation over protection, I don't love that that's number one. That's not how I would do it, but that's what's there. And rather than me kind of turning this into a bigger deal than it might seem, what if rather we just go for both objectives and we understand that however they're listed, whatever order they're listed, we need protectors and we need proclaimers, we need offense and we need defense to really effectively get the message of Jesus out into the world, to a dying world. Because we are in a war and there is an enemy against us that is playing defense and offense against each and every one of us. And one of the best things he can do is to try to get us to fight with one another, when one of the things we need to realize is that we need one another. if we're going to be a church body that lasts into the future. And I think the jury's still out on that. We have to come to grips with, we need one another, and we need one another's voices. We need voices of the protectors. We need voices of the proclaimers. And we also need, by the way, to not just pit someone and say, you're a protector, you're a proclaimer, and know that we've got both of this in us. And so here's my part and my solution. For the past 8 seasons of my podcast, The Red Letter Disciple, I've had a mission to challenge all people to be greater followers of Jesus. I love pouring into and making great disciples. I think that is the best offense, if you will, over time, is to make and multiply disciples. I have primarily been doing it through the 8 seasons because of the voices that I get to talk with that many of you honestly don't. I've been primarily bringing voices that are not LCMS that I think we can learn from, best practices and different ideas to get us in the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod to think differently and hopefully get out of the rut that we're in and the negative trends that we're seeing. This season, season 9, I'll be recording in a couple of months at the front part of August of 2025. And I'm going to be highlighting this season and using this season to focus all or most of it on how we can be a greater church body in the LCMS. I want to talk to proclaimers in the LCMS. I want to talk to protectors in the LCMS. I want to get a greater understanding myself of what's going on and have you have a great understanding of what's going on so that hopefully we can truly be one church walking together in unity, playing defense against those that have false teachings, but also in unity, playing offense, taking that good gospel message of Jesus out into the world. And so my question for you is, who would you want me to talk to? Who should I have on? You can put it in the comments below on whatever platform you're watching, and make sure you subscribe to the Red Letter Disciple. It's going to be an awesome season. You can also email me, hello@redletterchallenge.com, or DM me. But I'd love to bring this conversation forward, to be a part of the solution and not just talk about problems, and to really help our church understand that we need proclaimers, we need protectors, and I'll say it the opposite way. We need protectors, we need proclaimers. The order doesn't matter. We need them both for the sake of our church body. Let's do this. And so I'd love to hear from you and to know your thoughts. Thanks.